Hey there, and welcome to a new playlist of Let's Play Dungeon Crawl. And after we took in 2 wins in a row, it's gonna be the third game, which has a chance to be a 3-game streak. A chance, if I don't mess up really hard. So what we're gonna play today, I took some questioning over on Reddit to get some new ideas, what you guys want to see. And among all these ideas I've got, there was a Merfolk Gladiator in the talking, since some people had issues to bring them through the early game, and I thought like a Merfolk Gladiator sounds like lots of fun. That's why we're gonna pick it up. And one of the biggest advantages of picking a Gladiator background is the choice of weaponry here. We can start out in the game with a trident, which is a solid weapon, very strong, considering we're starting with it at D1. And let's have a look into the thing, what it's like to be a Merfolk. Alright, we're having these skills. We have some nice little buffs as soon as we enter water. We're getting quicker, we're getting more evasion rating while in water, and we also get stealth. That's very, very useful, since as a Merfolk you can always traverse deep water and make good use of it. And apart from that, you're pretty much like everybody else. And let's have a look at our aptitudes here. That's one of the parts where I personally think Merfolk are one of the most overloaded races in the game in terms of aptitudes. Let's have a look here. We have a +4 aptitude on polearms. That's pretty insane. We're gonna finish up with the polearms to Mindilay in a very, very quick time. We're having also very good aptitude on dodging, which brings us to a very good evasion rating. And apart from that, we're having a -3 aptitude for armor. That means Merfolk are pretty much dedicated for an evasion-based build. And that's what we're going to do here. I certainly want to pick up some spells along the way to do some hybrid build, because that was pretty much the question down there in Reddit. And yeah, but it depends a lot on the books I'm going to find, and let's get started. I'm going to put up some armor from the beginning until I run into something else useful, and this looks pretty cataclysmic here. Alright, I'm happy this is behind bars. Okay, we're starting out at D1, and with this trident I'm pretty much able to kill off everything here at a very low risk rating, although third game I'm really hoping to make this a third win. So I'm taking this D1 with the necessary caution. Alright, let's get through here. Although I gotta say, the combination of a trident and these throwing nets, a helmet, that's certainly some good starting equipment to get going from the scratch off. Something I really, really like about the Gladiator background. We're considerably well equipped from the scratch. Alright, we're gonna pick up some stones, quiver them to have some option of softening up enemies from afar. That's always pretty nice to have. Or just kill them, that's also pretty okay to me. Was a sleeping lizard. Got smashed by a rock. Poor thing. But I always want to prefer the trident attack as soon as they're only one tile away from me, because that does way more damage than these rocks. Okay. One of the unique flaws and drawbacks kind of the evasion build is that you will feel most of the time pretty invulnerable. Most of the time you take no damage at all. And yeah, that's the thing. You won't be building a huge stockpile of armor class, and that means when you get hit hard. And that's something you gotta be aware of. And you can't stop being aware of that, or you'll just die miserably. So that's going to be one of the biggest challenges along this run, to not underestimate our enemies at any point. I'm really curious if I'm able to do so. But so far D1 is pretty nice to us. No big issues running around. Some jackal. These are really okay to kill. Okay, there we go. I would be really happy if I catch up XL3 down here before I go to D2, but we're getting pretty close to that. Already 91% done. Pair of glowing boots. Do I want to wear these? I think yes. It's +2. Very, very good. And down to D2 we go. That's the point where I'm going for more caution. I'm gonna put up intelligence on every 3 level ups here, since I'm planning on doing some hybrid build, and my starting intelligence as a gladiator is simply horrible. I started out with just 7 points of intelligence, and that's some reasoning why I want to hard focus into intelligence, because intelligence pretty much is the main attribute how good your spellcasting will get or not. And we found a potion of curing. Also, remove curse got identified. It's a very good start, because down here on D2 we will meet our first adders, and having a potion of curing that early on really makes me feel a lot safer. I'm not gonna identify new scrolls right here, because that could be either teleportation or magic mapping, and I don't want to have these on a partially explored floor. Teleportation I want to only ID when I'm on a explored floor, and magic mapping I want to only use if I'm on some unexplored floor. That's the decision making around these scrolls. Little things, but they certainly help out a lot to create more stability along the runs, to die less, and to win more. Alright, we ran into a teleport trap. Nothing bad happened. But so far D2 looks pretty unpopulated. Another goblin. Just a victim to our weaponry here. Alright. Seems like we're done pretty soon with this level. Can't say I'm too happy about D2 being that unpopulated, because I will be lacking some XP when I go down to D3. And yeah, we can't change it. We can't change it. Let's head to D3 there. We're pretty much surrounded, but I'm also seeing an Okawaru altar, and I wanted to pick up Okawaru for this run, since I felt like that's a good option for a gladiator. Okay, we got constricted and we're pretty hard surrounded here. That's why I want to go upstairs and take these guys one by one. That's a lot safer. I mean, I think I should have been able to kill them off while they were surrounding me, but that felt too dangerous for my taste. New amulet. And let's grab up this Okawaru. Very, very nice to have God on D3 already. It's certainly gonna help us along the way. Okawaru is a very solid choice here, since I plan on going hybrid. So I only have this god requiring very low invocations. With invocations 8 or such, I have covered up all my needs to use the god's ability properly. And we found a ring mail. I'm gonna upgrade to that right now, because that provides us with a little bit more armor class. And I've totally forgot I want to ID my scrolls. There's a scroll of teleportation. We go upstairs. Everything's fine, no danger. And we have another scroll. Oh, it was a scroll of blinking. Okay, so these are identified too. Let's ID more of our potions. That's always top priority for me, since potions mean options. And that's something I certainly want to have as soon as possible. And let's have a look what D3 is about. Okay, I got teleportation identified, and I want to try, because if this was magic mapping, I would have still gotten a lot of use out of that, because I wasn't exploring too far here. But everything's pretty okay. So we're seeing our first orcs. I wanna deck out around the corner here, because I don't know if they have any wizards or priests with them. Normal orcs are really no problem. Sometimes I think you could kill orcs like on D1 without a problem, but the wizards and priests certainly are the biggest threat here. And there we go. There's a first wizard. I'm gonna kite back. And this is a very interesting spot here, because I'm able to step into this teleport trap if anything goes south here. Wizard got hasted, and I'm hard focusing him because he does way more damage than his buddies here do. And sometimes these guys can also go invisible, and at this point of the game I would have no chance at all to kill an invisible orc wizard. No. I'm not good enough with my weaponry here. But we're already at 5.4 in polearms. It's really quick. Yeah. Overloaded Merfolk advantages. Although this is in the same way a good thing as it is a bad thing, because my other aptitudes to weaponry are not bad actually. Blades are also very well usable. But everything else, axes, maces, and staves, is really bad aptitude. That means if I run into a good mace or axe, I'm gonna be sitting there and I won't be able to use it properly, and I gotta wait for something better to show up, some better polearm or anything. I'm also not entirely uninterested in going long blades in the long run, since I'm also having a +1 aptitude here, and that's pretty okay to level up long blades. And with this +4 aptitude on the polearms, I'll finish my leveling of the polearm pretty quickly. I'll be sitting on 14 points, which I need for the trident, very, very soon. So I can easily swap over to a long blade, a long game if I like to. And here goes a bunch of orcs. Again, I guess I want to kite them back. I just had a look where I want to kite, and now I'm standing on an up staircase, and that's exactly where I want it to be for any scary orc situations showing up. I really like to have some option of flight if the first priest shows up, because right now an orc priest could finish me off with just 2 lucky smites. They can do up to 17 damage with that, I think. And yeah, I'm only having 34 HP. That's the end of my character here, just with 2 unlucky spellcasts. And we're facing Eustachio here. I don't see any realistic chance to beat him here. That's why I'm just running upstairs and telling myself, we're gonna see each other later, my friend Eustachio. And somehow I have the feeling like this downstairs will also lead to Eustachio. That's something I certainly want to avoid. And let's get the third one and hope it's better. Alright, we're having a adder in front of us, but I think I'm totally able to take it down. Scroll of Fear ID'd, and for now I want to avoid the area where Eustachio is as hard as I can. Alright, our first worker, and I'm gonna try to net it. That didn't work too well. Broke out of the net pretty quickly. And we took it down, although it got a lot of damage out of this. And thus, I'm just going back to the staircase to heal up. Alright. So our first encounters with poisonous enemies went particularly well. Very happy to see that. And there's an ogre. I'm gonna try to net him. And when he's netted, I can stand 1 tile away from him and just poke him with my trident. It's a very, very strong thing to do. But these throwing nets tend to be used up with every single shot you take. Don't want to go further there, since I want to avoid Eustachio as hard as I can. Turns out I'm near starving. It's still I hope for some chunk to show up. First shop, that's pretty early. And there's another poisonous double pack here. Certainly spooky. Level 6. Still staying on intelligence here, like I said. I want to be able to spellcast at some point. And let's have a look at these items we're having here. Interesting stuff, but for now, I'm going to pick up the buckler and the potion of curing. Because I really want to go into shields. I'm going to drop armor here, since I'm leveling armor really poorly and I just wanted to have a few points to negate some of the encumbrance and, well, now it took some permafood. And I wanted to swap over to something more useful as soon as I could. Going for invocations at this point would have been a good idea too, but I didn't feel like it. These worms you can take are particularly easy with the polearm, since you can stay at a distance with it. There's some scary orc pack. I'm running away from these. The orc wizard went in front of them, but right now he's invisible. I don't see too much use of killing him here or attacking him. Alright, let's try this. He's visible again. He went invis again, but I hope I'm gonna take in that and not that second hit I need, but that's bad. It's certainly bad right now. There's this orc priest, and I'm really far away from the next upstairs. So we're gonna try to cut as many corners as possible to avoid these shots. Right now I'm taking very careful steps. I really want to see if this orc wizard does more damage to me along the way, but right now he missed me with every single shot. And finally his invis wore off, and we finally could kill him. As you've seen, it's very, very hard to kill orc wizards while they're invis at this point of the game, and we ran into a kobold ghost. Another thing I don't want to take down, although if I step forward now, he's gonna cut off my way and I have no chance of getting towards this upstairs. And I'm preparing in my head already to pop up a teleportation scroll, but looks like the orc priest from back there didn't come back, and it looks like I'm able to take a round trip here. Very, very good. Okay. So, let's check our options. I have some potions of ambrosia, some more unidentified potions, teleportations up, but I'm having no evocable items and nothing else apart from that. The only good thing about this kobold hunter here is that he has a very, very low HP and a very low damage. Okay, let's ask Okabaru for help. Put up heroism. And he's also wearing a poisonous weapon. That's certainly something ugly. Alright. I'm absolutely lethally poisoned here. So I'm gonna sip in a curing potion. It looks like this player ghost is, even with Okabaru's help, too big for us here. And I'm gonna try another stairs. Two stashers standing in my face here. Already summoned somebody. Alright, I'm gonna take the upstairs and carefully try to start stabbing him. I'm gonna break the line of sight here. Ask Okabaru for help. Some heroism helps a lot. This skill improves all your combat and defensive skills by 5. Which means right now I'm way stronger than I'm actually for real. And that, if I'm lucky, that's enough to take him down. But doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it at all. So I'm going downstairs again. Hello, orc priest. And this is certainly the hardest phase of the life of a Merfolk Gladiator here. Because right now my evasion is not good, my equipment is not too good, and we're having a rendered plate armor here. Interesting. I didn't want to opt into heavy armory, because we want a evasion-based build, yet still I wanted to pick it up and have a look at it. Okay, this upstairs is not good for us, so I'm running around in circles here towards this upstairs. And one good thing that happened with this fight with Eustachio is I parked him one floor above, and so I can explore safely d4 now without Eustachio hanging around. And, well, I think that's a good thing for us. Alright, we took down the Null with not too many problems here. But there's still some Orc Priest here hanging around. That's something I want to be careful about. I mean, my chances of killing him got way better. Yet still, until you hit something like XL10, every Orc Priest is something you shouldn't take lightly. Alright, it's mainly because you can't evade this smite damage. There's no chance of running away from that, or as long as they see you, they can hurt you. And it's certainly something to be wary about. Okay, looks like d4 is a first real challenge here. When we're done with exploring, I somehow want to try again my fight on Eustachio, since the last fight really went very close. And I mean, I could really use the chunk of XP this guy provides. But no, not getting in enough hits in a good time, so let's go for d5 and let this guy be Eustachio as long as he wants to be. Maybe I'm coming back later to finish him off. Alright, we have unidentified scrolls here, which are scrolls of enchant armor, very, very useful. And I'm gonna use them both, since I really want to use every option of increasing my armor class that I can get. This Hornet Zombie brings me to the point where I want to go hero, since these guys are certainly pretty dangerous. The only good thing about a Hornet Zombie is that they're not poisonous. Apart from that, they're almost as strong as a real Hornet. Alright. Heroism is a skill which doesn't need any investition and invocations to be useful. There's Prince Ribbit. Net didn't hit him. Alright, but looks like I'm chunking him down really good. It's only a matter of time until he will try to teleport away. And that's what he did. Alright, first water moccasin. Couldn't net it. And this fight is going very, very bad for us. Let's go hero. And quaff a potion of curing here. And hopefully I'm able to finish it off now. Alright, so that was my last potion of curing. Gotta be more careful about poisonous enemies from now, since I can't just heal out of it. But I'm also carrying around a few potions of ambrosia. These can help you to regain enough HP to survive the poison. That's something useful with these. Alright. Not gonna lie, the early levels of this build are the hardest. As soon as you bring up some more levels into all these defensive skills, it gets a lot easier, but until then it's really easy to blow up against anything you underestimate. Okay. A lot of zombies here on this floor, but I like zombies. They're pretty easy to kill and not too much of a danger. And they always end up slower as their original. It's certainly useful. Alright, Prince Ribbit's second take. Let's kite him back here. And I got him netted, but he broke out the net really quickly. Let's try that again. Didn't work. But I feel like I'm able to take him down, but he escaped again. That's pretty normal. Basically, Prince Ribbit is the first blink frog you meet in the game. That's about it. He's not really stronger or more dangerous. Okay, there's a Orc Priest and Prince Ribbit. I'm gonna hero into this. I want to get rid of this situation as quick as possible. Alright. Prince Ribbit is still at my heels, but I don't want to fight him right now. His random Blink makes it pretty easy to outrun him. As long as you're not into fighting him, you can run away from him pretty easily. Alright, let's heal up, I wanted to say. And this can blow up in my face really hard. Alright, but it didn't, luckily. This Orc Priest was able to finish me off with one blow, but I had no resources left. I didn't want to go into Ambrosia and get confused next to this guy. That certainly wouldn't have helped me. Oh, I somehow felt like that could have been the end. Some unlucky Orc Priest spawn right next to the stairs. And again, the fight with Ribbit takes a damn long while in this game. My nets keep missing him, sadly. Hopefully I'm gonna take him down this time. Nope, he teleported away again. It's like the third time. Alright, Orc Wizard with a Dagger of Venom. Ooh, boys. Net missed. I actually am not too interested to fight this guy. With no curing potions at my disposal here, that's something I don't want to take. Venomous weapons can deal tremendous amounts of poison damage, and if you're uncautious with these, they can end your run pretty quickly. That means I'm gonna let this guy be an Orc Wizard as long as he wants to be an Orc Wizard and proceed somewhere else. Pick up this wand, Wand of Ice Blast. That's something which will help a lot. Okay, Scroll of Blinking. Slowly our options of escape rack up, and that's the point where it usually gets easier to survive, because you have some things you can do when stuff goes really ugly, like going upstairs and just standing in front of a Orc Priest, which you somehow have trouble killing. Little things, you know? Okay, without invocations, heroism wears off pretty quickly. That's why I have to recast it a lot. But, finally we got Ribbit down. That was about time. Nice chunk of XP as well. Alright, we got the throwing net. We missed down there, and I'd say I go downstairs. I don't want to try if I find this Orc Wizard again. And we found a Scroll of Brand Weapon, which branded my trident into a Trident of Chaos. Not the best thing to happen. I would have preferred any other brand above that, because Chaos weapons, well, all manner of strange things can happen while you use these. But for now, I think I gotta go with that. Let's hope this Chaos branding doesn't end my run prematurely. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that can happen when you're using Chaos weapons, like confusing these guys. This one orc, I put up some lightning damage, all manner of good stuff. But you can also polymorph it into something way more ugly, or haste them, or turn them invisible. Way too much bad things can happen with a Chaos weapon. But until then, I'm gonna stick with it, since it's more damage, and I didn't find another trident yet. And a lightning proc on the worker end. Alright. Interesting run so far, pretty challenging. Hey Ic0n, I'm wielding a weapon you like. Nice to see you, Ic0n. But luckily, so far my Chaos branding didn't screw me up too hard. Only did good stuff. Nothing bad happened yet. But I don't want to call it. At some point Chaos weapons will let you down, and then you have to manage. Certainly a lot of workarounds down here. But by now my polearms rating is that high that I'm pretty able to deal with them. First Centaur. Let's step around the corner to deny him some shots. My shields is up to 4. I don't need to train that more. I've got rid of all the encumbrance a buckler provides, and I'm only gonna train more shields if I'm gonna find something better than a buckler. Alright, another ogre. I think I should be fine. Let's have a try. Alright. I didn't want to use my net here since it's my last one, and I really like to use nets on spellcasting enemies and such. Okay. There we go. There's a plain trident, and I actually gonna prefer the plain trident since I can rely on that. I can be certain about this weapon to do just some mediocre damage and nothing else. We have a scarf here. A scarf of resistance. Thank you. Very, very good. These thingies provide a resistance from fire and cold. And I really do like them a lot. I do miss some AC on the cloak slot now, but getting 2 resistance is that cheap. I certainly want to have this. We hit level 9 now. Very good. And I think I should be able to take down Eustachio now if I like to. And I probably want to do that. We got marked, but this level was already pretty done, so the marking wasn't too dangerous. Alright, let's go to D3. I want to pick up the extra XP I can get from Eustachio here. And with this Ice Blast wand, I should be able to finish him off, or at least clean up his summons if they're getting too many. And yeah, let's put up the hero. Don't want to forget that. Let's see how this fight goes. He's almost dead, and we got him down. He was only carrying around a scroll of ID, but that certainly was a chunk of XP I wanted to pick up. There was this little temple-like area somewhere around there. Here. Alright. So, maybe only some gold, but I really want to pick that up. Yeah, that's the staircase I need. Maybe there's something I didn't see yet there, but nope. Only a pile of gold. Oh, that's okay. D7. Surrounded by 2 centaurs immediately. And I don't want to have this Chaos Trident, which somehow got into my hands again. Must be Ic0n's doing. Let's readjust this. I don't want to have this trident accidentally equipped. And here we are, facing a strong orc pack. This orc warrior is certainly a threat. And we're gonna bail for now. With an evasion build, it's more often than not smarter to play like a chicken, especially in the early game, since an orc warrior can chop me up really hard, especially if he's wielding a battle axe like this guy does. It's also enchanted, and I don't know. This could also be a +9 enchanted crazy battle axe. You never know. On the other hand, it could be minus something and be really harmless, but I don't want to try out the hard way here. If I get lucky, I can net this orc warrior. That would make everything pretty easy. And there's a second wand of Ice Blast. Very, very nice. Considering all these wands I'm picking up, I'm gonna drop invocations for now and focus into evocations, because these wands are really, really useful. That's the second Ic0n altar on 1 level. That's really weird. They want me to dance, but I'm not gonna dance. Not this game. Alright. First Scorpion. Do I have Curing by now again? Yes, I do. Okay, good to know. There's still this Cobalt Spirit hanging around upstairs, but I'll rather skip out on that, since he wields a poison-branded weapon that can blow up in my face really hard. And we didn't find a single remove curse scroll since the first one we identified. It's one of these games where it's taking way too long until you run into your second remove curse scroll to finally put up some jewelry. But we found a brand weapon scroll really early though, which trolled me. Or should I say Ic0n me. I think this scroll Ic0n me, yeah. Alright. Helmet, we don't need that. Already wearing a beautiful helmet. Okay. I'm a bit nervous about this Orc Warrior. There he is. There's still this Orc Wizard hanging around. So... oh, why am I worrying? I'm getting shafted. It's the usual shaft on episode 1. That's literally the third game in a row where I got shafted hard in the beginning of a game. And we got a scroll of acquirement, so might as well wish for a weapon. And we got a Rendard Demon Trident with +9 pain. Holy moly. Certainly one of the best weapons I've picked up so far. Yet still, I gotta be really careful around here. I'm up down to D10. That's certainly no area I want to be at this point of the game. I'm way too weak to survive down here. But this acquirement scroll certainly paid off. Like a lot. I want to pick up the Scroll of Fear. This can save me in a pinch. Alright. But for now I should be able to kill a lot of baddies with this Demon Trident. Although I'm not too happy with the pain branding, because that only will make real good use and when I'm leveling Necromancy. And sadly you can't level up Necromancy just by having a pain weapon. You also have to learn a Necromancy spell to do so. Alright, first roll. I actually would like to skip out on that, but chances are that won't happen. Okay, I'm gonna put up Heroism immediately and start carefully chunking this dude. But with this weaponry it's really easy to kill it in time. And I found a Troll Leather Armor. That's something I immediately want to put up. Because this thing gives me regeneration and I really want to have regeneration. Although it's a bit less protective than the Ringmail. But for now it's one of the best things that I can wear. Okay. These undead are all completely immune to the pain branding. That's one of the drawbacks. It also doesn't work on demons. And overall, this makes pain to a very situational brand, I'd say. You can't use it against the real nasty enemies, because most of them are pretty immune to that. But on the other hand, against enemies you can hit with that, it's really useful. So I'm certainly happy with this acquirement scroll, giving me this nice +9 trident here. And it's also evocable for Berserk Rage. And turns out I ran into a vault here. Let's take that more careful. Although the enemies here aren't too dangerous. In my humble opinion, that is. These are all enemies I could have faced before getting shafted, so let's finish this room up. Chances are there's something really bad inside here, but I'm sitting on some teleportation scrolls so I can make a quick escape if anything goes south too hard. But this gets really some kind of tradition here, getting shafted too early. Very funny somehow. Alright, this is a big fight, which I think I can win, so I'm gonna put up Heroism again. And I'm really having a lot of evasion rating with Heroism, and that's really good. I stepped down with this trident now, the invisible sky beast with 1 step. Pretty amazed how good this works. Alright, let's have a check. I will need a skill level of 14 to be on Mindilay with the Demon Trident. And we're almost there actually. Okay, but the only thing I'm missing here are upstairs. These aren't showing up yet. But looks like I'm actually pretty able to survive down here without too much problems. Thanks, Okabaru. Javelins are returning. Okay, let's have a look. This fight is certainly winnable. Gonna put up the heroism again. And there's a two-headed ogre. I'm gonna take this fight carefully, swing by swing. Because I have a lack of high armor class, and that means if this guy's gonna hit me, he's gonna hit like a truck. And that's some situation I gotta respond quickly to. But apart from that, we cleaned up a nice little vault here. Okay, let's pick up these javelins. I wonder if I want to train some throwing. After all, this could be pretty useful. Let's have a look at these books. It's a book of alchemy. There are not too many spells I'm really interested in. There's a manual of polearms. Well, I don't need that at all. This book of beasts though. I mean, this book of alchemy, is there any necromancy spell in it? I totally forgot that I wanted to check. Yeah, there's sublimation of blood, and I'm gonna pick this spell up without the intent of using it, because now I can level up necromancy and power up this pain branding a bit. But apart from that, I'm gonna drop this book of alchemy. It already did good work for me. Alright. It's a shame having this manual of polearms here lying around, because I don't really need that. I'm sitting on a +8 aptitude now on polearms. This is absolutely bonkers. I'm gonna be in level 14 in no time. That's actually pretty good. Don't want to moan about that. Although most other manuals would have been more useful in this scenario. Alright, we're sitting at 6.6 evocations. That's way more than I was aiming for. Next stop gonna be invocations, because I wanna have this finesse usable. And D8 has a Bailey. I heard a roar of battle. Okay, another two-headed ogre. Gonna put up the heroism again to buff up my evasion, and down he goes in no time. Let's ID more potions here. Sadly, I'm not having any magic mapping scrolls on me that would help me to swoop down the Bailey quicker, but I found a Randart ring mail. Something I want to check out, but not yet. Right now I am perfectly happy wearing a regeneration armor, because with that I can very easily heal up while getting closer to the Bailey. And look at that, it's a hard to reach Bailey. Alright. But as a merfolk, that's absolutely no problem at all. I can just swim through here. Well, let's enter this area. Baileys are always pretty dangerous areas, but they also tend to bring you scrolls of acquirement and potions of experience, and that's why I really want to go here. And there's this troll ghost, and it has a horrible strong attack. That's 34 damage in one hit. I can see invisible, so my invisibility potion won't help me at all. It's only vulnerable to fire, which means I can't really ice blast him too well. Very sad though. Let's have a check. I haven't found might potions yet, but I certainly want to dip into a potion of haste here. Go into heroism, and maybe I'm lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky. Could go into finesse. And finesse lets me do an attack in 0.3 turns. Normally, you're only able to do 0.6. It's absolutely crazy, and I'm stabbing down this guy in a rapid manner here. And we got this. Very good. This fight would have been a lot harder without the help of a Kavaru. And look at this. Certainly an army here trying to fight us. But with evasion 26 in the water, I'm not too scared of any of their ranged attacks. And chances are I'm pretty able to clear this out easily here. Very, very easily. And this whole Bailey is really hard to traverse if you are not a Merfolk. You would need some potions of flight, or you would be simply unable to enter this area. Luckily, I am a Merfolk. And this also opens up some interesting options to finish up this area, because chances are I'm going to be facing a Orc Warlord here in the final area. And the deep water provides a lot of safety here. Alright. Yet still, this trident does insane amounts of damage. Speaking of insane amounts of damage, not yet. Gonna be leveling up Necromancy pretty soon, and gotta admit I never stuck harder to a pain-branded weapon, because most of the time I ran into these when I really got something else that was better. But for this run, it feels good, because as far as my sources told me, with a rating of Necromancy 10, you're already at the same power as an electrocution brand, and from there on it only gets stronger. I mean, I'm gonna need some other weapon for guys that are immune to pain, although maybe I'm going into Necromancy later on. That could be also an option. But looks like that's been it. And we found a transparent hand crossbow, so we got 2 unique or Randart launchers here. Certainly something nice. And that's the point where I'm going to drop the Trident of Chaos. I don't need that anymore. Having 2 good ranged options here available. And there's a bookstore. I certainly want to go for this bookstore. Young Poisoner's Handbook. There's all reps in it, which is a very, very useful spell. If I happen to run into a spider lair branch in this game, I'm gonna learn this and use it. But apart from that, I'm not too fond of going into this. Let's have a look at that. I see a Book of Minor Magic here, and I think that's gonna be the first thing I want to buy from these. Getting Blink on a character like this is very, very good. Confuse could be also interesting. Ozukobu, also not too bad. Statue Form, Swiftness, also good spells. But for this run, I really want to bring up utility magic, not destructive magic. This character is not thought to go for destructive magic hard. Alright, Book of Flames. I marked this Book of Geomancy because I really want to have this pass wall spell at some point. It's really useful for escapes. Least Rapid Deconstruction is also very useful, but I don't know if I really feel like going for that. The Book of Callings is also very good. Features Lightning Spire. But for now, we're gonna just pick up the Blink spellbook and learn the Blink, because that's one of the best spells you can get at that point of the game. And I think that's it for now. I don't have too many spell slots, and I don't want to learn too much things I can't use in the end. Another ID scroll, and finally I feel able to ID a few of these amulets. Turned out to be in a curse. That's not nice from these. We ID'd a Scroll of Holy Word, and hey, there's Dungeon 7. Haven't seen you for a long time. It's been a shafty trip. Alright. If I didn't have found that Scroll of Acquirement back there, I think I would have been pretty screwed. And it turns out one of these dudes has a wanted polymorph. And let's have a check. Who zapped that? I really want to know. It's the Orc Wizard. Okay. But the bat form here I ate from this polymorph actually is good for me, because it's very easy to escape as a bat. We're super quick. Alright, let's check. How can we hurt this guy before he gets close? I think I'm just gonna hero into this and enjoy chunking this orc warrior. There's another two-headed, but by now, with this kind of insane weapon, it should be pretty easy to bring these guys down. Yet still, I really want to point out they can still kill me. If 3 turns go really badly and every single swing from these guys hits, I'm pretty done for. And that's why you really need to take hard hitters with an evasion-based build always with caution, no matter how strong you feel. You can always run into a case of bad luck, and then everything crumbles. Alright, that's D7 done. Finally. It's been a long time. And off we go back to D8. Oh, we got a Randart Buckler, which is some interesting item, but I don't feel like wearing it. Yet still I don't want to ditch it because it has some useful intrinsics. Ring of Evasion, very good. Let's ID this amulet. It's an amulet of reflection. Let's put this up. Certainly useful too. And looks like the really hard time of this character is successfully survived here. I'm not gonna lie, there were some really troublesome moments along the way where I really felt like it's over. But nope, we managed. We're sitting on some really good items. I really want to try out this ring mail now. I want to see what it can provide. Slay -3. No thank you. Although I could wear it, because I'm wielding a +9 weapon, but it only provides fire resistance, negative energy resistance, and regen. I already have regen on my troll armor, and apart from that, it doesn't provide anything too good for me. If this armor had a crazy plus somewhat on it, I would have rethinked my decision here, but no, not under these circumstances. Alright, we need to put up some more points in invocations until finesse gets to a usable level, and then I'm gonna go for some necromancy of the grid and bring up this pain branding to its true power. Alright. This episode will be played until I hit the entrance to the lair. I really want to get there before I stop this recording. First scroll of summoning always feels so bad to just waste it. Such a useful scroll. Okay. But judging from the looks of it, we're really set here. And there's the lair entrance I was waiting for. So I'm gonna finish up this floor, and I'm happy I survived this. Oh, well, I don't have a wand of digging, so I can't dig through these resources. Okay. There we are. That's the end of the first episode. Was a really tense run so far. And let's have a look at these weapons before we go out. It's an insane +10 sling and a not so insane +0 crossbow. And I think I'm gonna go for this. Well, what I'm gonna do here? I mean, the electrocution brand on the crossbow is really nice, but I know. No. Let's decurse this and adjust our items along the way while I'm busy saying thank you for your time. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you're enjoying your time as much as I do. And leave me a comment or some thumbs. Always love to see some feedback from you guys. And yeah, looks like we're having some game here. And I certainly hope we will see each other soon on the next episode. Until then, have a nice time and bye bye.